Hey guys, Beast Force here and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. We are focusing on the Star Wars crossover, which I will get a bit after I'm done, and afterwards, Candace Against the Universe will be next, The Last Day of Summer, musical clips The Countdown by Kelly Osbourne, the 4th episode that takes place post-summer, Alka Files, and of course At Your Age. I've currently finished Night of the Living Pharmacist, which I did in my breakdown, which you can watch on my YouTube channel. It's one of my favourite breakdowns I did so far. In this breakdown, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down one of my favourite crossovers ever, Star Wars Phineas and Ferb. On October the 30th, 2012, Disney actually bought Lucasfilms Limited for US 4.05 billion in cash and stock, which is the reason why Disney acquired Star Wars for a decade. Well, you can tell Dan Povermai's reaction when he first heard it.
People ask me how the Phineas and Ferb Star Wars special happened. We were in a mix, that news broke, and somebody saw it on their phone and said, oh my gosh, Disney just bought Lucasfilm for $44 billion. The very first thing I did, I had a pencil in my hand, I drew this picture. I texted it to the head of the studio with the caption, I smell crossover. A meeting with Bob Iger, and at the end of the meeting, he just showed him that text on his phone. Yeah, we gotta get right on that. And for me, who was the first kid in line for the very first showing of Star Wars in Mobile, Alabama in 1977, that was like playing at a candy store. Really funny stories about making that special. If you like this one, I'll make it a series.
And we're still waiting for a sequel, which hasn't happened yet, but I will point it towards it once we get to the final thoughts. While Disney bought Star Wars back in 2012, Star Wars The Clone Wars was still airing at the time. I never watched The Clone Wars, I did watch random episodes when I was young. By the time I got to 2024 and I watched all the Star Wars The Clone Wars from 2008 to 2020, it was a masterpiece, which tied in from the second Star Wars prequel to Revenge of the Sith in the third movie. And we were gonna get more Star Wars The Clone Wars seasons, but the reason why is because Disney bought Lucasfilms. And the Clone Wars fans had to wait until 2020 for it to be completed, and it did, and it turned out to be a phenomenal finale, with everything connected to Revenge of the Sith. Even after a decade after Disney bought Lucasfilms to get Star Wars, there are fans that are completely divisive about it. And there are plenty, including the movies like Boba Fett, The Acolyte, The Rise of the Jedi, The Last of the Jedi, and Obi-Wan Kenobi at times, except the Darth Vader scenes with Obi-Wan as well. Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't that bad, but it's not appealing, but the Darth Vader scene returning, which is iconic. While many of them are okay, but not as bad as you think, while some scenes can drag on, as some pacing and dialogue can be uninteresting at times, and The Force Awakens used to be a good movie, but time to time, it's just not as a fan as it is. But there are plenty of bangers like Endor, The Bad Batch, Clone Wars 2020, Tales of the Jedi, Star Wars Rebels at times, and mostly Rogue One and Mandalore, and more Shadow Lord, which is one of my favourites coming out recently. There are plenty mixed opinions about Disney buying Star Wars, and it kind of ruins some aspects of it, which is true, but Phineas and Ferb isn't one of them. Even though it's non-canon, we did have like a Han Solo rivalry with Isabella, public transport work, and Vader's order being messed up. Star Wars A New Hope had a few plot holes despite the movie being great. Even though it's non-canon, I really like how the writers of Phineas and Ferb correct the issues even though still keeping its identity of the show. And I recommend you looking at this video of nostalgic of accidentally creating one of the best Star Wars movies. This movie connects well to Rogue One, which is one of my favourite Star Wars movies in the Disney era.
The story for the Star Wars Phineas and Ferb special. Hey, Eric, the head of the studio, wants you to come into this meeting so you can meet the executives from Lucasfilm. I am not ready to pitch this story yet. He knows that the story's not ready. He just wants you to come down and have a meet and greet. And I came down to the meeting, and then Eric just says, hey, can you pitch us the story? You didn't get the memo. I just launched into it. A whole bunch of sections that didn't connect in any satisfying ways. The story out loud to these guys solved all these story holes I was going and was able to connect everything beautifully. End of it, they were like, oh, this is really great. And I excused myself and I went out and I grabbed a piece of paper and a pencil as fast as I could so I could write down what I had said, because they were solutions we had been looking for like 2 weeks. Necessity is the mother of invention.
We're going to look back to see if it's still one of my favourite crossovers ever. If this is your first breakdown, you're curious to know how the rating system works, there's a detailed description down below along my other videos, which also have the description down below in my playlist. Kyle Mankey, John Moffat, Mike Bell, Michael DJ, Michael B. Singleton, Edward Rivera, Patrick O'Connor, J.G. Orta, and Eddie Pittman wrote this special, Phineas and Ferb Star Wars, premiered on July the 26th, 2014 on Disney Channel US. Phineas and Ferb are living just one moisture farm over from Luke Skywalker, the planet of Tatooine, when R2-D2 and the Death Star plan inadvertently fall into the speeder with the fate of the galaxy thrust open their shoulders. They hire pilot Isabella, Han Solo's rival, to help them return the plans to the Rebel Alliance. Complicating matters, low-ranking stormtrooper Candace is intending on busting the rebels and chasing them across the galaxy in hopes of retrieving the Death Star plans. Meanwhile, intergalactic chaos erupts on the Death Star when Perry the Rebel Boss is trapped in a carbonite while trying to stop Darth Vader from using his Siphonator. The saga takes a turn for the worse when Ferb accidentally caught in the crossfire of the Siphonator, changing him into a fully-fledged Sith and leading to the first time battle between the brothers. And they're using the same title scroll just like in the original Star Wars, like A New Hope and other movies. And they still use the logo, but it's a different version of the different universe. I like it. It's a parallel story of A New Hope, but John Williams' original score of A New Hope with the Empire March will be used in this special, but it's less synchronized in the Capitol studio.
May the Ferb be with you.
And this is a reference to May the Force Be With You, as you get to see the old yellow title score we've seen many times in Star Wars films.
Ooh, happy young moisture farmer.
Do it faster.
Yeah, funnier if possible.
Oh, faster.
You can hear Jeff Zombie Marsh and Dan Power in the background telling the narrator, aka Jim Cummings, you know him for a lot of roles, to speed it up.
May the Ferb be with you.
No.
I like how Jim Cummings trying to use his tiger voice from Winnie the Pooh.
Guy, I'm talking to you, little devil, eh? Get back here!
Faster.
And of Tatooine, the two happy young moisture farmers who had absolutely no plans of leaving or getting involved in any kind of intergalactic shenanigans. Constructing its ultimate weapon, the Death Star. Ba-ba!
Sounds creepy when
That's
you
good.
say
I
it.
like it.
Thanks.
I like how you can hear Jeff Swampy Marsh and Dan Power praising Jim Cummings' narration. That shows you how good the voice actors are.
Platypus agent to obtain them in hopes of finding a weakness.
I know Family Guy used it first in one time, but this one came out before Rogue One, which is insane.
This is canon, so just relax.
We already knew this, but it's already non-canon because it takes place in a different universe instead of the main timeline, so I'm fine with that. You can see the sentences folded up quickly around it as we're focusing on the first scene. 2 planets in the galaxy, we've seen that in A New Hope. In A New Hope, you get to see the Devastator being attacked by the ship by firing it, but not here, as it's changed. And you could tell some of the ships are CGI, as you can see the undercarriage and that. We never see a giant building attached to a big ship, which is strange, but it's non-canon, so I love how they're having fun with that by mixing the elements.
TK582, I'm gonna need you to run these numbers again.
Roger, all right.
Nothing I can do.
I really like how you can hear Perry the Platypus theme, but in Star Wars version of the orchestra, which is great.
Nothing I can do.
I really like how the room set. I presume that's the ray shields or something. And this is the plan for the movie A New Hope, and also in this special, which connects to it, is to find the Death Star plans to stop the Death Star from destroying planets. And we see that evident in many Star Wars films. Get away from the stormtroopers, Perry.
It's work-related.
Hutt's annual swimwear sale, which we've seen a slave of a Hutt, as we get to see Leia becomes a slave in The Return of the Jedi when she wears that outfit. Perry the Rebel Puss may not have a lightsaber, but he can outrun them. You get to see the reflection of Perry's ship as he descends to fly away.
The rebel is escaping.
What the heck?
You would hate to be in the building when the ship turtles like that. Look at Perry's smile when he pulls down the lever. He's awesome. Going into hyperspace. The ship is called the Tantia 4, which was a CR-19 cover. I'll show it in the screen. Hey, look who it is. It's Princess Leia. Spoiler who haven't watched Revenge of the Sith, but she was adopted in Alderaan by Bo Organa to become princess, which is the reason why, which is her home in Alderaan.
Transmissions. So you have the Death Star plans? Agent P, you never cease to...
Even if it's in a different universe, she calls him Agent P. And also, she is voiced by April Winchell instead of Carrie Fisher. But maybe because Carrie Fisher is unavailable or too expensive to afford.
An Imperial Star Destroyer has tracked our position.
I like how the Phineas and Ferb crossover is connected to A New Hope. It's not fully focused around Luke Skywalker and his team. It's mostly focused around Phineas and Ferb and the gang's perspective. And there's the boys.
But you're never gonna find a better place to be.
The first song of the crossover of Star Wars is called Tatooine, which Phineas and Ferb singing it while they're in the planet in the same name. I really like how you can see the rocks out of focus while Phineas and Ferb standing in focus. And these are called doobags, and it actually exists. Even in the crossover, Phineas and Ferb are still the same as their main counterparts. The T-16 has been used since Attack of the Clones in the second episode. Blue ice cream does exist. I really like the writers doing their research. They did a great job. Let's talk about the design. Phineas has the same robe as the design as Luke Skywalker, while Ferb, it kind of looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi. All of them robes look the same. And they do exist. I'll put it in the screen like do 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 do. I'll stop. There's the Jaws with R2-D2, and there's the Finner droids we've seen in Finner droids and further. It counts because we've seen robots exist. Hey, just Jabba the Hutt. That scene was in The Return of the Jedi. As they attach the evaporators, as you get to see attaching different type of areas of system, that is cool. That's a cool design. You can see the sand grow as it lifts it up, as it covers in water, as you get to see the vegetables grow. That species is called Exogoth, aka space slugs. I know I'm talking too much, but I really love how this scene animated. There's actually a Tatooine tattoo, but in different aspects. We're not even at 2 yet, and it's animated very well. Look at the buildings, it's done well. I love shots of the 360 as it spins around, as you get to see different species with the buildings and all of that. This is song animated very well with all of the aspects in it. And there's Luke Skywalker, even though it's not focused around it in this crossover, as we already seen it in New Hope.
Hey, Luke.
You can hear that's the Phineas and Ferb theme song while riding on Speedster.
Hey, Luke.
Check this out.
As the pod racing and rockets grows bigger, as you get to see it grows from the side to the side as it gets bigger and bigger with every cannon it shows. Phineas and Ferb have outdone them so far as it grows a large cannon into big rocket boosters. That is amazing.
How'd you hook these up?
Luke Skywalker in this crossover is voiced by Christopher Corey Smith, who you know for doing a lot of roles including Gurren Lagann, instead of Mark Hamill. Even though Mark Hamill is a voice actor, shame they couldn't get him. But at least he get a role in Mr. Block on Milo Murphy's Law.
Some power converters at Toshi State.
Your moisture evaporator? We can trick it out like ours.
But Uncle Owen wants to do things the old-fashioned way.
Those who don't know, Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen raised Luke Skywalker since he was a baby, but they do get obliterated in A New Hope.
Hey, Treadwell. We're gonna mosey on home for lunch.
They mosey, they mosey. Is that a Star Destroyer?
You can see Luke Skywalker, she's the shit far away. And yes, Luke Skywalker did it in the movie, but it was not seen as it was deleted cut.
Really, some real rebel busting.
And there's Candace, Buford, and Baljeet, who do exist in this timeline, and they're working with the Stormtroopers under Darth Vader and Darth Sidious.
Why join the Empire in the first place?
As Candace took her helmet off, you get to see she flings her hair so many times as it goes to normal. That is so cool.
I can hardly contain myself.
Before the raid.
That is not what I meant.
And they are working for the Stormtroopers even though they're kids. Why they send it in the mission? Could they know they could get hurt?
We've got rebels to bust.
Wait, you hear that?
Rebels to bust.
I like how voice changed into the filter once she puts the helmet back on.
Oh, whoa. Where do you think you're going?
Over that way?
To find socks for Lord Vader.
Candace's commanding officer is voiced by none other than Simon Pegg, who you know for voicing in Light of the Living Pharmacist and other episodes, and now this one too.
Socks! This is a total waste of my potential!
Alright, peek.
Agent P.
And she put in R2-D2 to make sure that Obi-Wan Kenobi finds the Death Star plan. And I really like the thought of reflecting on Perry, Leia, and R2-D2 in the thought. It looks good.
R2 unit goes to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Record a video message. Yeah, dear, and stand over by the bulkhead. You're kind of in my
Let's talk about Perry the Rebel Puss's design. I really like he had a rope with the side with the belt here. He looks the same as the counterpart, but with a different hat. She's gonna record a message to Obi-Wan about the Death Star plans.
General Kenobi, he begs you to help him in his struggle against the Empire. Fathers request you in person. Mission to bring you to Alderaan has failed. Level of the rebellion into the memory systems of this R2 unit. See this droid safely delivered to him on Alderaan. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Maybe. What? Over there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Commander!
Just like Candace's main part, she's still busted, but for different reasons.
I found a pair of socks.
Whip! Ow!
Different timeline, same old Buford messing around with Baljeet.
But it is plastic.
In the real world, this is true. It is made out of plastic.
Chance was this droid distributing socks of any kind? None of your concern, is it? Back on sock detail.
I know she's working with the Stormtrooper, but she's doing the right thing, but she has to order socks, which wasted her potential.
Hey, where'd they go? Yeah.
And you see Buford as a Stormtrooper's eye has been miscolored.
Going to regret this.
I also realised Simon Pegg also voiced C-3PO as he did a comedy sketch with Nick Frost with him cosplaying as C-3PO in the comedy sketch for 2011.
Hold your fire. There's no life form. Coffee? Yeah, let's get some of that Sith roast.
I like how the writer's playing around with other characters, allowing the comedy to flow, which is great. Just like Tough Gum and Victory Gum and Tough Shoelaces.
We've got to follow them. What? Sock, 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 sock.
And Baljeet's doing the Empire March of the socks, so everyone knows that theme.
Promoted off of sock detail. Drift.
Not be drifting, more like violent ejection, crashing onto the planet's surface.
And it's nice that Perry the Rebel Puss is following them as they head into Tatooine to find the Death Star plans. So is he.
That's good coffee. This was decaf.
Decaf.
As you could tell, it's actually R2-D2 doing the screen, not Jaws or Ewoks. The operational Death Star. I know the Death Star is CGI, but it looks so good. I like the patterns there, as it looks like the real life. As you can see, different evil incorporated.
Beautiful invention floating out here in space, and get any credit for it?
Your invention, sir?
Norm has become a 3PO, and Darth Smith becomes Darth Vader. Look at his design, it looks so good. Really liking it. They're keeping the Star Wars theme.
You need to be a nutcracker.
It works just fine, but the Empire took my idea and made it so big it's completely impractical.
No, it's not. It's actually the Empire's idea, along with Darth Sidious.
The universe is cruel and unjust.
New invention, they'll be singing a different tune.
Come on, Darth and Smiths, your inventions doesn't work anyways, apart from some.
Get a force to get it up and running. An extra force.
Force surrounds us. It penetrates us.
It's very true, you have to feel the Force to feel it inside of you.
Bumper sticker.
No more going that way.
I presume that's the same exact scene in The New Hope, when they go out into Tatooine.
Tatooine. My busting instincts are telling me that the droids went that way.
Well, they were heading this way and they were near you, so they landed just at the same time as you. I like how Perry the Rebel Puss is following the trail knowing where R2-D2 is.
In the Empire by accident, sign up for a physics camp.
Hey, you're better off.
Well, Baljeet, at least we got answers about why they joined the Empire, as well as we get Candace too.
Why did you join the Empire?
Orientation? Rebels are cruel, heartless subhumans swarming up the galaxy, and I am all about law and order.
Well, you will start to realize once you found out, you know you did something wrong.
Whole lot of tension.
The sixth song in this special and the second song in general is called In the Empire, sung by Candace, Buford and Baljeet, and the songwriter is none other than Dan and Swampy and Martin Olsen. Other than that, it's Wayne Brady, who comes back to write another song on Phineas and Ferb. The person who's sitting down is the rapper who did Squirrels Up My Pals, and the woman on the right is Vanessa's friend.
So good in what?
Candace is scouting for Speedster. That chooses reference from The Return of the Jedi. Behind her looks so familiar. Are they the same place where Anakin got disfigured? And that is the Empire Fire. It looks kind of similar, but not exact. Candace looks cool riding in the statue. Look at the picture of the galaxy. It looks so beautiful. The volcanoes with the mountain. It is actually Mustafar, the same place where Anakin got disfigured by Obi-Wan. I don't know where it is, but I presume that's Jabba's place. You can see the 5 pillars with the tower. That's the Jedi Temple. Burbank, that's where California is. Friendly reminder, these are the stormtroopers, not the clone troopers, because the clone troopers are no longer exist after Order 66, so we'll place them as stormtroopers. I don't know what kind of food is that. You can see tentacle legs and all that stuff. And I really like how they're doing their moves to show off. Stormtroopers doing the march with Candace, even though she's not in line. And they're riding drawbacks to surround the civilians as they're gonna shoot them, as we don't see it. They do have an orange powder on the side, so they could be the higher commanding officer or something. I know it's non-canon, but why would Darth Vader buy socks?
This woman Cannon got promoted to commander, and she doesn't even know damn 4 times. Shielded backwards and upside down, so she gets the promotion? What about me? Then I got everything and told me a stormtrooper ever!
Ashley Tisdale, take a bow. I don't know how she keeps shouting like this. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know how many takes they did that. She must be exhausted. She really is on fire. I wish we got to see behind the scenes of Ashley recording that line because she kicks ass.
Yeah, thanks.
Whoever designed this, they're doing a great work. I don't know if it's Kashyyyk or not because of the trees. That's the Imperial TIE Fighter, which the clone troopers flying. And you can see different type of galaxy with different colors. I really like that. Look at the planet's design of, you get to see the light there. This is so cool. I feel sorry for anyone who designed this, but you are doing a great work. And I love this part of the galaxy with the planets, and you can see it's like a sun. It looks so cool. This is a very good song. I really like the choreography of this. I really like how you can see Candace standing while Buford and Baljeet being goofy around the skeleton head. You can see the Empire Fire with the red, with the same logo we seen. Darth Sidious in the statue of the left, and a lot of buildings. It's not real, but the song of the choreography is great. Great job, everyone.
Droids. The bathtub stopper. TK90210. What are you doing at?
And that's where the stormtrooper, when they have like a number of stuff, and that's happening to Candace as well, as that her number.
The droids and the missing Death Star plans are none of your concern. Never you mind. You go to Mos Eisley.
And you know what funny is? Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi are heading there, as well as Phineas and Ferb too.
Find some socks for Lord Vader there.
The stick.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Even though it's non-canon, Linda and Lawrence still remain together, just like the main timeline.
Just in time for lunch.
Another day filled with big plans?
It's a coincidence that Lawrence is dressing up as Uncle Owen while Linda's dressing up as Aunt Abu.
Nurse into Beggar's Canyon, teach the Sarlacc to brush his teeth.
Giving a bantha a shower.
And that's a reference to Give Me a Monkey a Shower from the intro.
Trying to make the most of each and every summer day.
You could tell it's non-canon as he mentioned summer just like his normal counterpart. Look at this food. It might be gross, but I want to try one.
We stopped by and saw Luke.
Wistfully at the horizon.
Even though it's on its own, we do see Luke Skywalker staring at the sunset, which we're going to see.
Boy would rather be somewhere else. We'll spend the rest of the summer at swim camp on Naboo.
On Bubble Pass.
And that turned out to be a great idea once they go on a venture with someone who will come in mind.
Ski camp on Hoth. Rest of the galaxy?
We got everything we want right here on Tatooine. Sand, Womp Rats, Brothers, and Banthas. Why would anyone want to leave?
In their main counterpart, they always hang out in the backyard playing inventions, but in many of times, they do go other places like Summer Belongs to You, other planets and stuff. But Phineas and Ferb in this counterpart can do as well.
But there's no girls on this planet.
Oh, Lawrence, wait until she arrives, the pilot.
Lawrence?
These Tusken Raiders are really shipping R2-D2 to somewhere. My Jawa kid is a honor student at Tatooine High.
The garage, will you? I want him cleaned up before dinner.
Poshi station to pick up some power converters.
And you get to see Lucas speaking to Uncle Owen as he's still alive, yet.
Come on, Red, let's go.
The Jawa's giving Uncle Owen something, and Uncle Owen is voiced by, in this crossover, voiced by Nick Jameson.
Uncle Owen, our 2 unit has a bad motivator.
Push on us.
What about that one?
What about that blue one?
Perry's not spying on them, he's just trying to get the Death Star plans to the rebels.
Now don't you forget this. Why I should stick my neck out for you?
You can hear Doofus Mertz's theme even incorporated with the orchestra, and I really love the close of the Death Star as it has dots with the architecture of the aesthetics. You could tell the Doofus Mertz even incorporated building is CGI.
Lair.
You mean the abandoned recycling company?
It's a lair!
No matter what universe in, Darth always treat CPO Norm like trash.
Oh, Darth Vader! Hey, I know that guy!
I really love they designed different type of droids, which makes it so good. Darth Vader walking like his aura while Darth was trying to catch up.
And you sort of stole my plan.
The Death Star plan existed way before you arrived.
Your socks! Okay, good talk.
No matter what version of Doofus Mertz is, it's just he keeps embarrassing himself, which makes it funny.
Off your restraining bolt. Now another oil bath, and I don't want to be disturbed.
I did my research, and yes, oil baths does exist, as we've seen evident in New Hope in real life. Perry the Rebel Puss is telling them to calm, as you get to see R2-D2 is CGI as well. Such an iconic scene with the theme listening to it. I'll let Chris Griffin sum it up.
John Williams and the London Symphony Orchestra, everybody! It took a while longer to clean than I thought it would.
There's a hula girl at the front. What's it doing here? I don't know what happened to R2-D2 after he met Luke or something. Maybe some scenes changed in the crossover. So he's with Phineas and Ferb and he has the Death Star plan.
Whoa, little fella. What's a droid like you doing out here in the Jundland Waste?
They don't know what R2-D2 plan is until now, as they're gonna find out.
Oh, a movie?
With me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
In A New Hope, Luke Skywalker sees the message of Leia about the Death Star plan, but in this crossover, Phineas sees Leia's message about the Death Star plan.
Must mean Ben Kenobi.
And they also know who Obi-Wan Kenobi is, even does not focus around him. He does appear though.
Jedi lessons with him every Tuesday.
And that makes even more sense when they're gonna use their lightsabers to fight later on once they get to the Death Star. And I'm glad they answered that because it would have raised us a lot of questions, but we got an answer. Unlike Rey in The Force Awakens, who picked up a lightsaber without any training and defeated Kylo Ren.
You want to ride?
You know R2-D2 nodded no.
Sand people travel single file to hide their number.
Actually, they got the Death Star plans, which is in their pod, but R2-D2 goes away. You can see Phineas and Ferb's colours are very dark as it's nighttime. We don't see that more often. And you destroy this cape, the Tusken Raiders pissed. And this is where it takes a different turn. If Phineas and Ferb didn't have the Death Star plans, their adventure would have been different, but this is about to take a whole next level. As time passed, as it took all night for Perry to make a cake, I kind of feel sorry for him, but it had to be done. I really like how you can see the Tusken Raiders celebrating as they're very happy.
Agent B2 unit is safely in the possession of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Major Monogram the main timer, but Major Hologram, is that his name? But R2-D2 doesn't have the Death Star.
Great work. You'll deserve rest.
It's such a shame that won't last that long.
Agent P, I've got your next mission. The Death Star immediately.
I really feel bad for Perry. 1 minute he's doing a good job, but the next Darth Smirks appears once again. And they're using the white transition, which makes sense. We've seen that many times in Star Wars.
Get your two-sun sunscreen.
Let's hope the Finn Fletcher doesn't end up like Uncle Owen and his wife who lost their lives in that.
Hey, what's this? Star plans? That R2 unit that we sent to Ben Kenobi's house.
No, he's on his way to Mos Eisley.
I was going to think about doing the counter, but I'll think about doing the end. If not, I'll put in the comments down below because I keep forgetting.
Sense that with the Force?
You can see them, they're right over there.
With them. Insert. Oh, you got.
Oh, Ferb, he's such a troll. He is a man of action after all. How did they make these Tusken Raiden puppets? I have no idea. Mos Eisley Spaceport, now 40% more, scum and villainy. That's where Luke and Obi-Wan's gonna meet with Han Solo. I love the designs of the buildings as it made out of sand and the people with all types of stuff. This looks great. Wanted called Jabba. Looks like he set a bounty hunter on Han Solo and Chewbacca. Hey, it's Jango Fett's son, Boba Fett, who's also a bounty hunter, by the way, following his father's footsteps. Shame the TV show didn't work at all.
Phineas and Ferb, my best customer.
Blotto, we're trying to find an R2 unit and give him back his status.
And look at it.
Blotto is voiced by Christopher Corey Smith, who also voiced Luke Skywalker in this crossover.
Real battle station the size of a moon. It's designed specifically to destroy entire planet.
Which we saw in many Star Wars films. Once the Death Star charges, it destroys the whole planet and it erupts. That's kinda mad.
The Empire would go that far.
I really like the hologram of the Blu-rays reflecting Phineas and Ferb. Great stuff.
You're right, Ferb.
One proton torpedo in that small exhaust port and the whole thing goes blam.
And New Hope is a good movie, but there are some few plot holes, and the exhaust port is one of them. I like how Dan and Swampy corrected that. In this crossover, it designed the station, which originally meant to be a snotcracker device. The Empire is just too large, would make it incredibly impractical and creating the design for, which is a theory in Rogue One, which is the plotline used in the canon version, which it was forced to use this impractical design by Duffer to create a flaw for the rebels.
Strike button. No idiot would design that.
You tell me, Blotto. You tell me. Just remove your head kit or move to the side.
Why can't I master this?
If the rebels have this information, they might stand a chance. One Empire could penetrate their defense, fly along that trench, and get to the exhaust port.
And we all know who's going to be the one who shoots the exhaust port.
Spoiler alert!
Get this disc back to him.
You better be careful, Stormtrooper, because they're going to shoot you inside once you have it. Tall Darth and Hanson, sock sale, sock buy one get one free. Look at the branding.
Mission accomplished.
I got a hoagie. Our plans we are not supposed to be looking for?
Oh shit, they found it. Phineas and Ferb, you better get the F out of here.
Hey, you at the Death Star plant.
Go, get out of there.
And let's go.
There's a droid.
Stop right there.
R2-D2, C-3PO, Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker are there. I haven't talked about much about the Stormtrooper's aim. We all know it's bad, and it implies an incompetent distractor among the troop, and it further hints the brainwashing when Candace, as a trooper, questions why she is following the Emperor. And we see evident in Star Wars Rebels one time why their aim is bad.
Wow, you really do shoot like a storm. This helmet, I can't see.
And this is the 5th time someone said my watermelon. This is equivalent as my cabbages in Avatar The Last Airbender.
There's the droid.
And there's Han Solo repairing his ship before they land off.
Ship, blaster!
Let's see that again.
Blaster!
Man, their Stormtrooper aim is so bad. Why couldn't you take your helmet off?
Shooting us out of here!
They're getting away with the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, crud. This is going to be nothing but paper.
These plans to that R2 droid, entire planets could be destroyed. The pilot and follow that ship.
I'm really enjoying breaking down this so far. It's doing very well, but if I rewatch it again my own time, I would enjoy it more.
In the modal nodes. Not a bad set, guy. Not bad for a Wednesday.
Look at that guy in the left and the front. It looks like his chin has a butt.
All right, let's give her a big cantina welcome. Vanessa, the Twilight.
And Vanessa is here, but she's not in the human in this timeline, which is different. But we're gonna hear her sing, which is the same.
We're looking for a pilot?
Over there. Shot first, but I could have sworn it was the other guy.
And the two guys they're taking away is Greedo, who is shot by Han Solo in the original one, which made a lot of controversial, saying Han shot first, which made a lot of discussion about it.
Oh, there.
There she is!
Dear Justice Sue.
I like how I enjoy it, even though Vanessa's songs are good.
Yesterday the man.
And the song is called I'm Feeling Solo, which is a reference to Han Solo. Go figure.
In my life.
I know she's a Twi'lek, but she's being so seductive. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, great.
Isabella pulls out her gun as she's gonna do a Han Solo.
What do you farm boys want?
We first see Isabel and she's being really grouchy towards the boys in the progress of the start, but it will come.
I'm Phineas, and this is my brother Ferb. You're a pretty good pilot. Important disc we need to get to someone. Busted out of Docking Bay 94.
Han Solo.
Han Solo and Isabella in this universe have a rivalry, and it's pretty hilarious, even though they don't interact much until we get to that part. It's kind of funny.
It's been a thorn in my side for years. Centennial Chihuahua was on pace to finish the castle run in 11 parsecs. Cut me off.
She was racing her own ship until Han Solo beat her, which is the start of the rivalry. It kind of makes sense for the grand scheme of things.
Everybody loves Solo.
It's because he has a song and you don't.
I'm feeling good tonight. Finally feeling free and it feels so right.
Hear his name again? Excuse me?
And we all thought Isabella destroyed Vanessa as she does the choking sound, but she didn't lose her life.
Well.
See, she's okay. Luckily it didn't hit her or her body.
Here's my Centennial Chihuahua.
Call it the Chihuahua.
It's personal.
Even though Pinky the Chihuahua doesn't exist in this timeline, but I like how the Chihuahua's getting mentioned.
Something you didn't want to be asked?
You're right. It was a call for attention.
Isabella is grouchy, just like her second dimension counterpart at times, before Dooku was in prison.
They are.
And this parallels the scene earlier where the stormtroopers were trying to fire Han Solo, but he got away. So as this as well.
Marilyn slides in here. Hold on, this is gonna be rough.
I love how Isabella holding the control as she being a badass, as well as Phineas and Ferb watching as the camera pans closer. Cool.
Give me that. You're going dead.
I see it.
I never seen Isabella take it so seriously, even though she had to get out of there. This is like, wow. She escaped like Han Solo did. In the meantime, Candace wants to bust her brothers, but she does get crazy at times, but she's very eager and she won't stop.
Gosh, Ferb, our planet looks so small.
First time in space?
Oh, yeah, now that you mention it.
Phineas and Ferb went to space for the first time, away from Tatooine, so they're gonna learn a lot.
Your planet's over here.
Mom and Dad always did want us to see the galaxy. This is what they had in mind.
Well, you will get used to it, maybe if they do another sequel one day, but I'll talk about it in the final thoughts.
Jump to hyperspace.
We're tired of asking this, but please tell me you have the socks.
First, with my compliments, sir.
You know that is Buford's hoagie, not socks, and you know what that's gonna do to Candace's commander.
Report to the Death Star for reassignment.
Now we're gonna see some action.
We're not riding in here. This shuttle's full.
As much as I find this guy interesting of the story, this guy's been a dick too many times to Candace.
Bus pod.
What a piece of junk. That's it, I solved my force problem.
We haven't seen much of Darth and Smurfs and nor C-3PO, but we will soon after this act.
Anything on the internet.
According to this real estate website, my timeshare on Alderaan is worth like 10 times more than I paid for it 6 years ago.
You know this is gonna be poor timing when Alderaan gets destroyed. Also in front of Leia too.
Knew the value would go up. Hey, some people like to pay. Wait, what?
And there goes Alderaan. I really like how it covers the silhouette while it gets blasted right there. And one of those people died is Bail Organa, who raised Leia for his life before he died because of the Death Star.
Value is totally dropping. 0!
I like how you can see the hyperspace galaxy outside the ship.
Hey, what you doing?
She is still being grouchy. I like it. It keeps her personality very consistent. There are times her normal counterpart can be nice and lovely, and she can be angry most of the time. She can be a bit flip-floppy a lot, which many people will find Isabella dislikable, but I still like her main counterpart no matter what. But this is consistent.
T27 thermal couplings up.
Down from there.
She's being so bossy here, and I found it fascinating.
The current to double up your power supply.
Just keep your paws off my ship.
Isabella's being rough no stop. Every time Phineas and Ferb tries something, Isabella's like, no.
Route thermal couplings.
It's a little strange to be so far from them.
And you can see Isabella's doing boxing, which makes sense because in Night of the Living Pharmacist, as it mentioned, Isabella earned 3 patches for karate, judo, and haikido. She's a good fighter.
We're making new friends.
This is not a French spaceship, so don't invade mine.
She's kind of a tough badass, and I like Isabella, this version of it, but she will realize that she does need to save her friends once she talked to Han Solo.
Face, buckle up, ladies!
Isabella calling Phineas and Ferb ladies, that is kind of funny.
A girl like her and a guy like me?
Sure, why not?
That's also a reference when Han Solo said the same thing.
A princess and a guy like me? No.
And they found a Millennium Falcon fast, so it looks like she's tailing Han Solo. Unless...
Before he gets to that small moon.
That's no moon. The Death Star.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
What have you guys got me into? I have careful is free. Looks like we're gonna have to shoot our way out.
Actually, it's the other way around. You're gonna be heading towards the Death Star.
There are alternatives to fighting.
They are using tools as a lightsaber. If this is Phineas and Ferb, I don't know what is.
No, getting this close to Solo was a bad idea.
Modify the deflector shield with a cloaking mechanism. Give it a try.
Better work, or you two are floating home.
Floating home? You might not even make it to home.
And you wouldn't survive 15 seconds in the cold vacuum. Figure of speech.
I never seen Isabella so aggressive to him. That never happened in the real timeline. As Isabella pressed the button, you get to see the hologram tray for a T-Fighter to a big thing or giant floating bear to donut car.
Nice touch, Ferb.
Vacuum bay control. You gotta start the tractor beam here. Do you guys want donuts or not?
Sorry, disengaging tractor beam.
And it worked. It's gone from red to blue as they're no longer in the tractor beam.
Bay 427.
Donuts? Does Darth Vader wear a funny hat?
The two lookalikes are Jeff Swampy Marsh and Dan Povermeyer again.
So you can't hear us all the way down. I gotcha!
They're both silly and funny, and I love it. Reminds me of Major Monogram and Doofusmas at times.
Give us a real rebel fighting job this time.
Looks like Candace's commanding officer got Buford's hoagie instead of Darth Vader's socks.
I believe Buford requires your attention.
Huh. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I want you to think very hard before you answer.
It's kind of their fault they handed Buford's hoagie to Darth Vader, but they could have given the socks, or the commanding officer would have double checked.
We have Darth Vader's socks. Exactly did we give the commander?
Find your lack of sauce instead.
Darth Vader in this episode is voiced by Eddie Pittman, the writer of Phineas and Ferb, and that's a reference to...
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Release him.
As you wish.
Fashions, those are my favorite.
I feel guilty, though. Get them some donuts.
Would you stay focused?
She's still being lost to Phineas and Ferb, but they're in the Death Star, so I don't really blame her this time.
Shipping the droid, and then I'm out of here.
Landed in docking bay 327.
They're going to find the Death Star area of the hangar. You get to see the shadow as the silhouettes behind it. That's cool.
327, bay 427. That's not so bad.
They find it so easy by scrolling around with their hands. That is so cool.
What is it, Ferb?
I feel something. A presence I have not felt since...
Perry! Hail, buddy!
Even in this timeline, Perry the Rebel Puss is still their owner no matter what. That is nicely touched.
This is Perry the Platypus. Used to be our pet until we found out he was secretly an agent for the rebellion. Felt a little betrayed, heard it first. Good, right?
We've seen that in the evidence in the second dimension, how Phineas reacted with Perry the Platypus being the secret agent, and he was very pissed. But in this version, we don't get to see it, but we don't need to anyways, but he's fine with that.
We're on a mission right now, huh? Hey, so are we!
Phineas and Perry fist bumping each other. They are cool with that.
Our pilot, Isabella.
And she's clicking with the finger, and that's it.
Good luck.
Let's get this over with.
Fuel cell, docking bay, cool shaft, and all that names.
Force Invader's garbage here to power it up for you. He's one shot.
Another man's bad idea.
Droider. Well, it's Perry the Rebel Puss.
In this universe, he's still Perry the Platypus, but Darth Insimus, he calls him Perry the Rebel Puss, like Perry the Platypus.
Put in a work order, but the guy's not gonna get down here till like Thursday. See?
On the floor, people will stand up. Human nature.
I really like how they redraw the background like the real life we've seen in A New Hope with the designs inside.
What's wrong, Ferb?
Perry is in trouble.
I thought this was a lot of bull, but I realized Ferb and Phineas were actually trained by Obi-Wan Kenobi, which makes a lot of sense. So they started to learn how to use the Force.
No, you must get that disc to the rebels. Our mission.
Split up? Really?
With the Falcon.
The Force be with you and all that stuff.
I wish he did say "May the Ferb be with you," which makes a lot of sense. But overall, I kind of like that too.
Come on, we gotta find that droid.
And there's Obi-Wan Kenobi with the robe, and he's gonna go face Darth Vader in A New Hope. While it's not focused on Root and his team, I like how it focuses on different perspectives while keeping the same stories the same. Perry the Platypus is a frozen carbonite, just like in Han Solo in The Empire Strikes Back.
A frozen platypus to tie a room together.
That quote is a reference to The Big Lebowski.
My latest innator. He is weak. I've never been that hip or chic.
The ninth song in this special is called The Symphony, sung by none other than Doofusmas, as We're going to see what the Anita does.
Even the midichlorians are low.
I did my research, and yes, midichlorians actually does exist in Star Wars real life universe.
Yes.
Darth Vader has been trained by the Jedi while you were trained by nothing, so you're nothing.
From Naboo to Tatooine.
Well, you should have done instead of zapping other people, so you should do it right now. Even in the alternate universe, he's still summoning backup dancer, and they're wearing high heels. Next to Darth Vader, is that Morph Tarkin?
Choke.
Sith #1 medals with money and all that.
Who used to only greet me.
Darth Vader's using a puppet of Emperor Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious. We don't see him in the special or anywhere. Even non-C3PO still has squirrel power, even with a clone trooper head. And I really love the song choreography very well, like the others.
The fastest, not the slowest. Kiss my bantha.
Oh yeah, there's no swearing in Star Wars. You can't say that anyways because you could say something else.
That was better than rehearsal.
Well, I'll have a victory number in the 4th act.
Actually, that is an error, which doesn't make any sense because at the point when saying this, the episode is nearing towards the end of its 4th act.
Super evil with my Sithinator.
That's whack because in the normal timeline in the revival, he used the duplicator to have personality of evil.
Choo-choo, just to make
I don't die or fry myself and have to wear one of those masks like Vader.
And that's a good thing to test on Perry the Rebel Boss to make sure that if it works, he will try it on himself. It's pretty true, but Darth Vader actually got this figure, which is the reason why.
Plus, if it works, we can be Sith buddies.
I like how you can see Perry's eyes still moving even though he's stuck in carbonite. While Ferb got hit by the Sithinator, I love that you can see the skeleton going in and out. That is so dope.
Wait a minute,
He's gonna have a headache, but with any luck, he's gonna be so evil when he gets on his feet.
Used up all the force on this guy.
And I love it has limitations and stuff because imagine if it wasn't, it would have been so overpowered.
Ashcan, we gotta go refuel. I have to turn you to the dark side too, and the cloak, I guess, can be the 3 Sithketeers.
You know that's a reference to the 3 Musketeers. I can't believe they referenced that in the Star Wars universe.
It can be the horse. Come on, let's go.
I really like how the shadow overlaps Ferb to reveal a dramatic, as his eyes are yellow as he's gonna become the Sith. That's where Han Solo wearing the Stormtrooper outfit having the conversation.
It's like weapons malfunction. Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here.
How are you?
How are you?
We're sending a squad.
Even though we don't see the Stormtroopers or the commanding officers communicate from different sides, I really like how they're showing it right here in the crossover.
Negative. We have a reactor leak here now. Give us a few minutes to lock it down. Large leak, very dangerous.
Who is this? Operating number.
Boring conversation anyway.
I was just getting into that conversation.
I didn't recognize that at first, but we watching it many times. I remember that scene before Han Solo said boring conversation anyway. That is sick.
Level 5 detention block AA23.
Buford, wait! Find real action.
I need you to stay here and guard this post.
But...
Poor Candace, no matter what she does, she just can't get into action. She just want to fight here.
Oh, bantha droppings.
Are you done?
Yep.
I wish we got to see the full conversation of that. That would have been funny.
Trooper. Hey, Trooper. Enigmatic Trooper. Yeah, Trooper.
Oh yeah, when it first aired, I made the collage of it. I'll put it in the screen.
You're the ones with the stolen Death Star plans.
We don't see a front face, but we do see a back face.
Salary.
This really wonderful idea.
The one-eyed creature face is called the Dianoga. I'll put it in the screen to show you.
What an incredible smell you've discovered.
You can see Han Solo, Luke, Chewbacca, and Leia are in the garbage chute.
That's it. Ooh, is that Darth Vader's inhaler?
This is before Dianoga tries to choke Luke Skywalker down before he go out again.
What's this? This looks like a perfectly good bantha cheese hoagie.
I presume Darth Vader and his commanding officers put the hoagie in the garbage chute.
According to this, it's reeking with dark force. That's not trash, dummy. That's a guy.
This is the Dianoga trying to strangle Luke and try to drown him before Han Solo and Leia get him out of there.
Let's put him back. I've got enough.
Can you imagine Darth first knows that's Luke and he's gonna die?
Get the flash!
Just stand there, try and brace it with something.
This is when Luke, Leia, Chewbacca, and Han Solo are trying to get out the garbage chute. I'll show a scene.
Don't just stand there, brace it with something!
3PO! Come in, 3PO! Come on, non-3PO. Let's go make some Sith hats.
Perry gets out the carbon as it goes in red as he's about to get out with his hands at his face and all of that, as it goes into a fire with light as he braces out with his normal colours.
Where did we leave him?
C-3PO Norm has the same scream as R2-D2. Go figure. Oh, that is gonna hurt.
I scream. Hey, the rebel boss, you stay away from my innator.
They're gonna fight like the normal timeline. Nothing's changed.
You know about getting a saxophone?
Well, the saxophone is getting louder once the show's about to end. The original one.
Again.
Retirement savings start today. You have many choices in banking. Choose wisely. Nice commercial.
Should we report that?
My place in line.
Back here, you two!
And Candace is almost gonna lose her life because Doofus is gone to the garbage chute and hasn't cleaned up the floor with anyone doing it. There's Luke and Leia holding her up to get away from the stormtroopers.
I have to help her.
Don't be a fool!
I got you.
This reminds me of Traffic Cam Cater, where Candace was trying to get the disc but Phineas was slipping, but she had no choice to sacrifice in saving Phineas.
But why would you save me? You're a rebel.
We're in trouble. I couldn't just leave you hanging.
In this universe, Phineas doesn't know that Candace is his sister until we find out in the end.
Buford, watch where you're shooting!
Safety's on these blasters.
I'm planning on hitting the wall and sliding down a radio antenna.
Well, that doesn't happen until the next sequel, but you are a stormtrooper after all.
That's Cloud City I'm thinking of. Ah, crud.
I can't believe Buford actually did that as he is a kid, but how did it let this happen?
But why would he save me?
I don't know until we found out that you two are related to each other. It makes a lot of sense.
Really brave or really stupid?
Oh, be quiet, Isabel. He had to do what he had to do.
Well, kid, looks like your luck hasn't run out yet.
The Falcon in the R2 unit.
These stormtroopers are so bad at aiming, it's hilarious.
It's getting away.
And this was after Obi-Wan fought Darth Vader, and you know what happened.
Can't believe he's gone.
Quick, back to my ship.
What about Ferb?
And he's right, he forgot about Ferb. Don't leave bros behind.
Don't leave now, we'll lose the Falcon.
Can't leave my brother.
Talk, tick, tock.
This version of Isabella will lose her patience at times. Every time she tries to do anything or Phineas and Ferb gets in the way, she just loses patience. She gets angry easily. Hopefully it will change afterwards.
Bella, you've got to take the disc back to R2.
If I leave, I'm not coming back.
Oh, once we get to the Han Solo scene, she will change her mind.
Sure you deliver the disc to the R2 unit.
Just go back to Tatooine.
I trust you.
And she is going to deliver it to the R2 unit for the Death Star plans once we get to the battle.
That brave or stupid thing when it is.
Ferb has built 15 Sithinators instead of one, which actually makes a lot of sense as he turns into Darth Ferb.
What is that by?
And there's Ferb covering rope as he's gonna get a dramatic reveal.
Ferb?
I know that Ferb is hit by the Sithinator, but he has a face paint as he becomes Darth Maul, even though Darth Maul doesn't exist anymore.
Cool face paint.
The planet that Isabel is heading to is Yavin 4.
Oh no, Skiz's gone. The one with the thing for blowing up the Death Star?
In the New Hope, the disc was actually delivered by R2-D2, but in the crossover, it isn't. But it's not disastrous because Isabella will save the day.
Maybe it fell out on the flight deck. Okay, we'll blame Jar Jar.
I like how they mentioned Jar Jar Binks even though he hasn't appeared in New Hope.
He retired like 20 years ago. You go get a thermal detonator and we'll put it right back here.
Tech support, got something for you.
Yes, thank you. You saved our lives.
It's not just her delivering the disc. Phineas and Ferb should take part 2.
Hey, where do you think she found it?
That's like the sound effect someone put in the night vision goggles in Call of Duty. Bravo 6, going dark.
I can't see her. Oh, lightsaber now. Our lightsabers and the camping supplies.
I really love the crossover, but the only thing I wish we got to see if Darth Vader's using a lightsaber.
Look, I'm scared.
A face painting booth around here? And where's Perry?
Found this, the Sithinator.
I started to realize Ferb actually speaks more than 10 lines in this special, so yeah.
And create an army of Sith warriors on the dark side, brother.
This is like Darth Vader trying to convince Luke many times to join to the dark side as he refuses. I really love the way Vincent Martell laughs like that. It's so funny.
Shut up, Ferb. We can get home.
Dark side is my home now.
Whoa, Ferb, what are you doing?
And now he's gonna destroy his own brother because Doofer uses the symphony on him. And you can hear the sound effects as it's been used similar to A New Hope, maybe advanced.
Come on, quit messing around. I'm gonna fight you.
In the original timeline, you never did because Ferb never went evil and you two love each other. But you are gonna fight with him, but it's just because Ferb is evil.
If you will not join me, then I must destroy you.
That quote was used by Emperor Palpatine when, in the end of the movie, he must destroy him.
You will not fight. You will meet your destiny.
Isn't you? Others.
I really like how Phineas trying to use words to Darth Ferb, but it's not working, so he has no choice. I like how they both use his lightsaber as it's light blue versus red as Darth Ferb faced Phineas. This is something that the new modern day Star Wars could never.
You would never try to hurt each other.
Looks like Ferb is going full Darth Maul with his lightsaber.
Is that the best you got?
I like how you can see the smear lines of the lightsaber as they're both fighting. Cool. Ferb is using 6 lightsaber blades as we saw it in the Lego game called The Empire Strikes Out with Darth Maul using the same thing.
Allowing modifications, huh?
Hey, Candace, what's up?
We're the good guys, right?
Yes, I believe so.
They think they're the good guys. As seen as an audience, you are working with the Empire, which they are not the good guys.
During the brainwashing.
And they announced they have been brainwashed, and that is pretty due. We've seen evidence before Clone Troopers was placed by Stormtroopers. They have been using inside of the inhibitor chip to fight wars and everything until Darth Sidious had control of Order 66, which we already saw in.
Potato, tomato.
Rebels are bad. We know that.
They're always the bad guys. Robin Hood. That has not happened yet.
They always reference other things, even though it's not Star Wars related.
One of the rebels just saved my life. Escaped, but instead he came back to help me. Didn't we just blow up a planet?
Yes, you did. You blew up Alderaan, which destroyed Leia's home.
To justify, morally.
Never the twain shall meet. Come on.
Perry's gonna swing across like Leia and Luke earlier.
Me swingy monkey slap.
I thought he was gonna swing at first, but he realized that he aimed it at Darth Vader's belt. Imagine being kicked twice like that. That is gotta hurt.
Han Solo.
And they're gonna be prepared to fight the Death Star with the T-Fires from the Empire they're gonna use to try to defend it.
Hey, look, it's Isabella. Isabella, you've joined the rebellion? A long shot. We're great pilots. We need you. The odds are stacked against.
Billy, Kate, Ginger, Gretchen, Addison, and Holly do exist as well as the main timeline, and they're called the Firestar Girls.
Everything. A Death Star, highly trained troops, just a ragtag bunch of undertrained, good-intentioned rebels.
They are kids, but to be fair, Isabella can fire a pilot while Phineas and Ferb can use a lightsaber.
Isabella, we're kids. Actual children, and they're letting us fly fighter.
I don't know why they send these kids into a suicide mission, which they could actually lose their lives, but they are prepared. They're smart.
This situation actually is. You want to help us? Still no.
If this was the main timeline, Isabel, she would not help like that, and she would be a leader to guide them.
First rallying speech.
Shut up, Porkins.
And yes, Porkins does exist in A New Hope, as he did appear in the movie to fight the TIE Fighters of the Death Star, and he was killed. And there goes the rebels to try and destroy the Death Star. Look at the aesthetics of it. It looks like a bar. It's filled with green everywhere with the lasers with that. That's cool.
I'll have one of those.
Speaking of, look who's arrived. I like how the music plays as everyone is silent until
Happened Solo. Our scout tip over and dump you here?
What are you doing here, Isabella?
Han Solo in this crossover is voiced by Ross McCord. He does a great Han Solo impression. He's from The Walking Dead. He did Marvel Cinematic Universe as Red Skull, but you will know him as Rudy Connors and Immortal from Invincible.
When in doubt, throw them into space.
Out of cupcakes?
And you know that is whack because in the main timeline, Isabella and the Fireside Girl served cupcakes and they went crazy.
So where are you heading?
Far away from here as possible.
I don't have any reason to stay here either.
Even though they're rivals, I really like how they talk to each other about what they're gonna do.
Anything to anybody.
I'm not in this to make friends.
Obviously.
What do you mean by that? I've got friends. I've got plenty of friends.
The reason why you don't have many friends because you keep being bossy all the time and aggressive. That's where Isabella will start to realize that.
Where are they now?
That's where she started to realize she does need more friends in her life.
Well, where are yours?
Put a sock in it, fuzzball.
Even though it's non-canon, I like how Chewbacca advised Han Solo to help Luke to fight off the Death Star and destroy it.
Maybe you're right. I do have some place to be. See you around, Isabella.
And he does help Luke to destroy the Death Star with the Millennium Falcon to provide that. So we don't see it, but we know what's going to happen in the movie.
The Wookiee is right.
And she has a change of heart, and she's going to go back to her own Millennium Falcon to save Phineas and Ferb and the gang. That's a great character arc for Isabel, even though she's still being bossy at times. They both had 11 lightsaber blades to use. And they both have a spinning lightsaber blade. This is sick! And Darth Sidious landed right back here. But they're still fighting as always. Earlier, Perry the Platypus became a Carbonite, and now it's Doofus Mertz's turn to become a Carbonite. Looks like the Stark side have the stronger force for this one. And we see Darth using the force on Perry. Go figure. And he destroyed Phineas's lightsaber. Man, Darth Ferb is so brutal. He can fight, he can use lightsaber, and he's aggressive.
Now you will join me.
I forgot the OG voice of Ferb, Thomas Sangster Brody, was in Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Step away from the rebel.
Don't shoot him. He's my brother.
Phineas only told Candace, even though Candace asked why Ferb is hugging them after Candace realized she got reunited with her brother.
Brother's a Sith warrior?
I mean, it's a recent development. You're helping me. I'm a rebel.
I couldn't just leave you hanging.
That's a callback to earlier when Candace was slipping and Phineas saves her because she was in the Empire and Phineas was a rebel. And that's going to give Phineas time to destroy this Sithinator. Man, Darth Maul is so fast.
Stretch out the elastic.
Ferb, please, stop.
Can you imagine Ferb went in that path and that happens? Oh my word, but lucky that doesn't happen.
I bought the 3-pack.
And he's throwing his damaged lightsaber to self-destruct. Of course.
Man, I really should have ray shielded them.
Imagine he does, then there will be no way to get through. The only way to get past ray shields is concussion or torpedo missiles.
Ferb?
I really like how Perry and Candace looking at each other even though Perry is a rebel.
Okay. Ferb!
Thank goodness he didn't win the Darth path. Imagine the sequel like that. That would have been devastating, but it's non-canon.
Perfectly good robe just lying around.
And he found Obi-Wan Kenobi's robe. This was after he died by Darth Vader.
What else I just found? My hoagie!
Oh, that is disgusting. Imagine you eat a hoagie made out of water and soggy.
But we don't have a ship.
There's a bus pod.
Perry, great work. Hey, don't be a stranger.
And it's nice to see Phineas praise his owner, Perry the Platypus, as he working with the rebels, as he's got to do his job, but he does appear in the end.
Hey, it's Luke. Got the plans. He should hit that exhaust port, no problem.
He is going to destroy the Death Star and everyone around it, so you better get out of here fast.
Think it's a womp rat. Yeah, we should probably get out of here.
And sadly, there goes the last ship as they're about to die.
Well, if we had to go out, at least it was for something we believe in.
Looks like their last moments is gonna end in the Death Star as Luke is about to destroy it soon.
That I spent so much time on the wrong side.
Ain't that hoagie? Regret is that I never got reunited with my sister.
Even though Phineas and Ferb are trained by Obi-Wan Kenobi to become a Jedi, maybe because the Force felt it, but we don't know.
Love Tatooine when I was just a baby.
Phineas?
Candace?
Can't believe it, you've gotten so big!
Even though we don't get to see it how it happened, but I really love that they keep it as a secret towards the end. Even though we know Phineas and Candace are sister in the main timeline and in this universe. Great stuff.
Hey, wait a minute. Why is this guy hugging us?
This is Ferb. He's our stepbrother.
He told you earlier when he became Darth Ferb.
Mom remarried? What happened to Dad?
Funny story, actually.
No, we were so close to knowing who Phineas and Candace's real dad is, even though in the main timeline it's still a mystery, but sadly we don't get to know, hopefully in the next sequel. Pilot Isabel's coming in clutch for the rescue.
Thanks for coming back to get us, Isabella.
Well, that's what friends are for.
And it's nice to see Isabella with a change of heart after all, and you get to see the gang for the first time in this timeline, even though it's the same.
What about all those innocent baristas, tip tellers, and bowling alley attendants? The Firestar girls got them out earlier.
Okay. The man earlier mentioned about he wants to play the saxophone, and now he's got it. A happy ending after all.
Stopping Darth and Schmerz and the rebellion, destroying the Death will be long remembered. These of the Death Star plans out.
Even though they won the battle, they haven't won the war just yet, as we're gonna get to the sequels, hopefully.
Have a teeny problem there, but I'm out.
The Carbonite has been, you know what that means.
And live to fight in the sequel.
Hopefully they do a fucking sequel because I've been waiting. Hopefully in the revival.
I thought this one through better. I didn't it would be platypus size, but my keys.
And that's the ceremony where Luke Skywalker and Han Solo got their medals. And this was the last scene in New Hope before it ended.
The Wookiee is right. Let's party!
Isabella was the first person to say that, and now Phineas too.
All right, boy.
And the last song of this special is called Rebel Let's Go, as Vanessa provided the song for the finale as everyone celebrates. Easily one of the best songs. And they are providing horns in this song just like many songs in this crossover. Nice to see Phineas and Ferb dancing as they have more adventures to come. And that lyric is true, the momentum has switched, but we all know that the Empire will come back, but the rebels will be ready. A New Hope has returned, as Vanessa mentioned it, which is a title, A New Hope. You get to see Candace, Buford and Balji are all wearing their rebel clothes as they're no longer wearing their stormtrooper uniform. I wonder in this universe that Jeremy and Stacy exist. If it's true, I hope we see them. C-3PO and Hologram enjoying the dance. And I like how Vanessa calls out the Chewbacca as he does the sound. That is pretty good.
Hey, farm boy.
Every time I try to pause or scroll, I don't see the front face Phineas, but this is the first front face Phineas we've seen in this crossover, and it's near the end.
Related, are we?
No, not a chance. We only have just the one sister.
And that's a reference to Leia and Luke kissing, even though they're brothers and sisters, which makes it so weird. Oh boy, here it comes. We got our second Finabella kiss since the second dimension. We were close to getting that in Night of the Living Pharmacist, but it was cut. And you know what the crazy thing is? Finabella became canon in the Star Wars universe about 50 minutes and 10 seconds. You know how long it took Finabella canon in the real world main timeline? 7 years, 5 months and 23 days. Not one summer, but the whole year until Friday the 17th, August 2007 to February the 9th, 2015 on At Your Age, which took so long for Finabella fans to wait, but it finally happened, and funny enough, we got 6 breakdowns to get to At Your Age. If they do a sequel, I really hope their relationship gets explored more because I would be excited for. Cool to see Perry dancing with Princess is cool. I like both of them staring at each other, said Princess Leia's mine, but obviously it will be Han Solo because Luke's sister is Princess Leia. Man, R2-D2 has got some moves. And she mentions the status quo as it goes back to normal in the meantime. But we have Candace against the universe, so it's not the status quo yet. Fenabella fans are taking W's right now. More Fenabella, another W.
Everyone, I'm okay.
And you know this is non-canon when Porkins survives, as in New Hope he actually didn't live.
Way to ruin the moment, Porkins.
And it's Gretchen who gets the last word as she's not happy with Porkins again. Back in 2014, when I first watched this special, I was so hyped and it was worth the wait as there are a lot of things that I enjoy. But rewatching it now again, I enjoy it way more than I thought it would be, and still to this day, with a lot of elements that I enjoy. Plot will start off with a 5. I thought the plot would be goofy, which it did, but it focused on the narrative storytelling of Phineas and Ferb with a New Hope tying to it, even though it was intertwined, which worked very well. Been scenes that changed, like Phineas and Ferb having Death Star plan, Isabella shooting Vanessa but surviving, and many scenes that didn't ruin the scenes, even though the story is separate from the main plot of A New Hope, which did very well in a lot of parts. The song have done in a lot of it's very memorable for decades to come. We have each other knowing that he works with the rebel, same with the main timeline. Perry goes into the Death Star to stop Darth Vader as he built the Siphonator, which he can turn anyone into a Sith Lord. It hit third while we got awesome fight scene with Phineas with the lightsaber. I wish we got more, but I'm satisfied. Phineas rescuing Candace with her returning the favor and destroyed the Siphonator, turning Ferb back into normal. I love that Isabella rescued Phineas and the gang, the Sentinel Chihuahua, from being destroyed from the Death Star after Luke took care of it in A New Hope, and they go to the ceremony to celebrate with Darth Vader is still out there and the Empire still hasn't fallen yet. I also love they corrected a lot of points from A New Hope, which had a lot of plot holes. Death Star having a weakness from the exhaust port, which actually Rogue One got the inspiration for. Luke grabbing the trash compactor, the Empire finding Leia's ship because of Perry arriving, and moisture farms, which is the reason why Luke rarely leaves the farm. Even though it's non-canon, I'm glad I recognized it years ago before I did the breakdown. Overall, a strong plot point. The characterizing here is still consistent even though it's non-canon. I like how they use the Phineas and Isabella elements into A New Hope. Phineas and Ferb as main counterparts always enjoyed themselves having fun in Tatooine, while their journey took a new turn when the Death Star plans landed on their pod, which started a whole journey while being chased by stormtroopers, and they met with pilot Isabella while she has a rivalry with Han Solo, which I will talk more about it later. It roped Isabella into a harmony between the Death Star plan and arriving at the Death Star. They got inside to find Luke and his team while discovering what is happening inside it. Phineas is happy to see Perry as a rebel even though he was hurt first, but he's cool with it. I love Phineas gives Isabella the disc to give to the rebel while he goes to find Ferb. While turning into a Sith Lord and fighting with each other, Phineas almost got obliterated until Candace saves him, which he did earlier because he didn't want to see someone close to him lose their life. Phineas threw a damaged lightsaber into the self-destruct pod and destroyed the Siphonator, and he relieved to see Ferb is okay. Phineas is happy to see his sister for the first time since she left when he was a baby, and they escape together because of Isabella while heading to the ceremony. Candace, Buford and Baljeet want to see action, but Candace Sierra wants to deliver Darth Vader's socks. She started to get frustrated because of was wasting her potential until she chased Phineas and Ferb off the Death Star plan, which they failed until they got the Death Star while being saved by Phineas. She started to realize all along with Buford and Baljeet that they have been brainwashed to become stormtroopers to attack the rebels. They changed their minds while they escaped with Phineas and Ferb from the Death Star after it was destroyed. They arrived at the Samurai to become rebels. Hopefully we see Candace, Buford and Baljeet being accepted to become rebels in the sequel. Perry the Platypus is the same as the main counterpart, doing his mission but trying to get the Death Star plans to the rebels to destroy it. Perry's missions are done until Hologram gives him a new mission and he goes to the Death Star to find Doofenshmirtz, who is still the same as his main counterpart too. He tries to talk Darth Vader even though he is walking the other way, and he wants to create a Sith to become a Sith Lord with the Force. Known C-3PO was goofy, but it's not surprising at all, which I love. Perry fight Doofenshmirtz as he freezes into a carbonite until he gets out, and hopefully we see them fight again in the sequel. Isabella is different compared to her main counterpart, even though she acts like that at times. Her characterization is very consistent in this crossover, while being bossy towards Phineas and Ferb, while being obsessive over her rival Han Solo. She sat with Han Solo at the bar, realizing that he needs to be somewhere else to be with Isabella, realizing that his friends are in danger, and she went back to save Phineas and the gang. To top it all off, Phineas and Isabella kiss towards the end, and hopefully we get a continuation of their relationship in this universe, which will be interesting. Five-star girls, Porkins and other characters are nice to see, but I don't really care about them that much. It's nice to see Luke, Han Solo, R2-D2, C-3PO and Leia, even though it's not focused around them, as we already got it in A New Hope. Overall, characterization is stronger than ever. Visuals is a 5. There are a lot of stunning visuals like the song, including the Empire with all the planets from the past and the present Star Wars, which we have seen in the movies. I love the designs of the roles and the clothes that everyone wears for the Rebels and the Empire. Phineas and Ferb designs like Luke Skywalker, with Isabel having a badass goggle with all of her ship. I love inside the Death Star is incredible. Darth Ferb, stormtroopers, a lightsaber battle, and many more. I am really impressed with the animation and design of this crossover. Well done to the animators and the people who worked on it. Importance, it's a 5. I know people will be thinking it's non-canon, and I agree, but the storytelling they made in this crossover is very interesting. And I mentioned earlier that they fixed the plot holes from A New Hope, which hasn't been included. Dan and Swampy are Star Wars nerds, and they will do anything to make it successful, and it has been for a decade. It has made a big impact in the Disney world for all the right reasons, and I recommend you go back and rewatch it. Entertainment is a 5. A lot of good scenes, a lot of action, a lot of good designs, a lot of good songs. There's more. What more can you ask for? Back to back 25 out of 25 for Phineas and Ferb. We haven't had that since season 2 with Summer Belongs to You and Roller Coaster the Musical getting 25 out of 25. And I'm glad this existed because it shows you can have a lot of ride even though it's non-canon for the story to make sense, with the comedy, jokes, and a lot of scenes that make sense. I really hope that Disney gives us a sequel, and if we do, Jeff, Swampy, Marsh, and Dan will cook. They will know anything and they will succeed, so I'm down with that, and hopefully we get more Finabella and other scenes too. I'm going to be doing the Star Wars counter I'll show you on the screen. I forgot to do the Mission Marvel one, but I put in the comments down below. So here it is. 2 for a nail because the Siphonator are non-3PO. All day or play will send it one time. What you're doing said it one time. Even though first lines is actually said 12. And 2 of them were in the song, but none other than Danny Jacob instead of Thomas. Thomas has said 10 lines, which I can call back and watch, and that is what it is. Whereas Perry was said once. And this is the update I put in now to make sure that I keep it in line for it. But it's not the final version. Once I get to At Your Age, after I do the ratings, I will be going back to check if I missed something. So I can line up the counters from season 4, adding it all the way to season 1, which I will do. But overall, this is what I got so far. I didn't mention about the Death Star plan detail as is written in Alberish. It said, You got a joke no one else did. If you pause this and translate it into English, congratulations, and now go impress your friends. Carl was supposed to be as Carl 2D2, but sadly it was cut. Ever since season 5 of the revival returned, Dan Proverman and Swampy Marsh in the interview said what they will do with their own version of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi of the retelling. Well, this is what they had to say.
Crossover with Phineas and Ferb.
You know, we did a Star Wars crossover.
Yes.
A while back. Yep. We did.
Yeah, we got some fantastic.
Thinking about like, should we try to do Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi? You know, like, we'll see.
I really hope that Disney give them the approval, and if they do, we're gonna be in for an interesting ride. I missed many references in the Star Wars crossover, but I'll put in the screen to show you what it is. You can pause if you want to. Ferb had 11 lines in this crossover special, which is the most he had until Candace Against the Universe. It is a coincidence because I know what I'm gonna do next. This crossover received a lot of positive reviews from critics, which is great to hear as a Phineas and Ferb fan. While it premiered drew 2.79 million adult reviews, equaling 5 per share, trying to with Attack on Titan as the highest rated original program in the cable TV that evening. To go toe-to-toe with Attack on the Titan, which is by far one of the best things to ever happen, is absolutely incredible. That shows you the crossover actually succeeds expectation. I did 2 polls in the community tab, and it's like, what is your favorite song in Night of the Living Pharmacist? 24% said Jump Right to It, 10% said Army of Me, 14% said Triangulation, and 52% said Lots of Me. And of course the winner is Lots of Me, the remix version, which is iconic. Even though I like all the song, you have to go with the Lots of Me thing. Another poll I done is, do you think the production on At Your Age is what held Night of the Living Pharmacist back from its full potential of Phineas and Isabella's relationship? Well, 30% said no, while overwhelmingly 88% said yes. Even though At Your Age is the reason why Finabella is officially canon, it would have been canon if Night of the Living Pharmacist, which built up from the emotional bravery pact that Isabella has while trying to confront Phineas all the way to the end, but sadly she has no clue or no memory of this. If they did keep the hugging scene with the emotional bravery patch that Phineas gave to her, it would have been officially canon there, and we wouldn't have to wait for Phineas and Isabella to get together for 10 years. Overall, it's just a missed opportunity, but I can't really complain, but what might have been. Next stop, Candace Against the Universe. Even though it came out in 2020, I'm gonna do it anyways because as a guy who watches Phineas and Ferb and Milo Murphy's Law, it intertwines with it. After that is The Last Day of Summer, musical clips The Countdown, the 4 episodes that take place post-summer, Alcatraz and At Your Age to finish it all off. I'm gonna do a new post in the community tab when it goes live, but until then, hope you have a fantastic day. As always, see ya.